Nice Xbox original games, or just the demos for those. I just found a pair of Jordans for 10 bucks. These are size 9.5. I'm on the east side of town this week and heading into a retro store that specializes in... What's up everyone, it's Austin and we are back with another episode of my $10 Nintendo collection series. We started off with a $10 bill. We went to thrift stores, pawn shops, game stores, bought items for cheap, and flipped them for profit. And then we used that flipped profit to purchase Nintendo games to build a huge collection. If you're new to the channel, definitely head back to my page and start from the beginning of the series. We're still kind of early on in the series, so you can definitely catch up in a quick amount of time. To start off this episode, I just wanted to give you guys some updates in my perspective of how I think the series has been going. So each week I'm tasked with going to thrift stores, pawn shops, game stores, buying items to both flip and then also add to my collection. And I can say right now during this time of the year, I'm not finding too much when it comes to thrift stores or pawn shops. I'm not finding too many great deals. Goodwills have definitely been really slow for me as compared to last season. When I did this challenge. I'm not sure if it's just because of the time of the year or this is all just a result of game hunting in general when it comes to searching and collecting video games out in the wild. I've also been really busy too during this time of the year. It's gonna be the holiday season soon, so I'm spending a lot of time with friends and families, and I got good life events going on for me. The more important personal life stuff always comes first. YouTube and game hunting and collecting has always been just a hobby of mine and something that I like to do for fun in the back. I also want to talk about eBay and how it's been going these past couple of weeks. I haven't been selling too much either. I don't know if it's just this time of the year again, but as I'm recording this, I just sold like a ton of stuff yesterday. So definitely learned a lot from this experience alone. That being patient is definitely the key when selling items online. You don't want to worry and panic too early. I for sure try to strive and push to build my collection each and every week. It's always great being able to add more games to our shelf and just start filling this all up. But one of the trickier things is just trying to find a balance of purchasing some of the cheaper low-end games as opposed to some of the higher quality games. And then lastly, just want to go over the whiteboard of Nintendo franchise games that I created a couple weeks ago. It looks like we've got like around 6-ish games already. Still trying to figure out how I want to go about finding games for these franchises. I mean, some of these franchises have like over 10 to 20 games, so it's just a matter of what I can find out in the wild and also what games that I actually do really want in my collection. I think we're doing pretty good though. I've been trying to find like 2 games each episode to tally up on my list, but I might focus more on just one game and one higher end game to add to my collection. But yeah guys, we got some updates, sold some more stuff to start off this week, so we're just gonna jump into that and then we can get into our game hunting. Here we are at our game showcase. This is how it's looking. We're starting to fill up on this shelf down here now, the first level at least. Reorganized a little bit of this. Gonna put some of the higher end stuff on this top shelf up here. We got our plushies up there as always. We actually have a couple of sales to start off this week. We sold 2 Wii games and they both were purchased by the same buyer, which is great. I get to save a little bit on shipping. So the first game is going to be this Disney Enchanted Journey, the princess game for the Wii. This one sold for around 15 bucks. We just purchased it, I think, in last week's episode. Picked it up for around 3 bucks at a Goodwill. And then the second game is also going to be this NCAA 09 All Play. We sold this one for around $14 and also picked it up for $3 at the same Goodwill. Again, we'll get to save a little bit on shipping since we'll only need to purchase 1 label for both of these games. And then we sold 1 DVD, which is going to be this brand new sealed Pushing Daisies TV 2nd season. This one sold for around 15 bucks as well. And we picked it up for $1 at the Goodwill bins. After eBay fees and shipping for these 3 items, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. Back out here at the Goodwills this week in the media section, and looks like they stocked a couple of video games, some Xbox original, some PS2 games, some Wii games. Check this out, Hitman 2 Silent Assassin. I've actually never really played these Hitman games, these stealth games. It's a really popular franchise though. Got the manual and the game. No price on there. Doesn't really go for too much, so may end up passing up on a lot of this stuff. They got Xbox Exhibition Demo Disc for Splinter Cell, Panzer Dragoon, NFL Fever, Toe Jam and Earl, Time Splitters, Combat Evolved. So just a bunch of nice Xbox original games, or just the demos for those. They have a price tag on the actual cover art. So, wow, haven't seen that before. And then you got Call of Duty Finest Hour PS2. You got this Shadow Ops Red Mercury game. I don't think this holds any value, but yeah, never really played this one. Up here they just have an assortment of some of the games that's been sitting here for a while. Complete Saga is a good one. This Goodwill has games marked at $5, so pretty much like all games, unless they're not tagged at all, they might be like $3-ish. But there's 2 games that I might consider, and it's these Harry Potter games. This Half-Blooded Prince, there's no manual inside, unfortunately, so it'll just be the case in the game. But would love to add this to the collection. It's a yellow tag again, so it'll be like $2.50. And then you also got the Order of the Phoenix. Did enjoy watching these movies as well. They made a ton of them, and I always watch them during the Christmas time of the year. Never really played these games though, so it would be nice just to add and collect to put on our shelf. Other than that, everything else is just kind of sports titles, shovelware. They got Modern Warfare. Down here they also have this sniper game, Ghost Warrior. Graphics on this look amazing, honestly. And then also got this Naruto movie, The Last. But this is pretty much what I have so far. Down here they got a Zumba game and a Cars Mater National Championship. I'm pretty sure this doesn't have much value. They even got some Monsters Inc. mashup in there. In the board games section next, always take a peek over here to see if I can find any like sealed board games still that could hold some value. Did find this Codenames, one of my favorite board games to play with friends. It's a team guessing game where you want your team to guess the right cards. One person is the person that gives the clues, and have to complete like this whole color. For $5 though, may end up passing on that. And then look what I saw, guys, a Super Mario card game, power-up card game. Never seen this before, but yeah, no idea how this plays. Probably just like a simple card playing game similar to like Exploding Kittens, which is also right here. It's cool to see VHS tapes show up more at Goodwills now. Always like to take a peek and browse around. Ton of Walt Disney VHS tapes, and then just some regular movies, Harry Potter, Tough Turf right here, a couple cartoons, DuckTales. Nothing really too interesting at this stop though. So yeah, probably will just be picking up these 2 Wii games and just check out, probably just show you guys the receipt for this. Not a bad one. Here we are at the next Goodwill, and in the school supply, office supplies section, over here in this bin right here, we got some calculators. I haven't picked up any calculators yet in this series. Calculators are great items to flip because people are always buying them on eBay, especially the graphing calculators, and there's actually some really decent ones in here. Unfortunately, they are in pretty bad condition, or also really high priced. There is one though. This one right here though, marked at $14.99. I mean, the calculator itself is in pretty decent condition. These usually don't break unless you really hit them or hit the screen a lot. I'm seeing that it doesn't actually turn on. I'm assuming the batteries are just dead and needs to get replaced. So it's $14.99. Wouldn't usually purchase this at that price, but it's actually yellow tag this week, so it'll be half off. This thing is selling on eBay for around like $25 to $30, and it sells very often, so that's a really good reason for me to pick this up, because it'll just be a quick flip for me. But we got to take this home and test it out first, make sure it does work. Other than that, just going to show you guys the media section. Not really seeing too much else at this stop. Connect Rush, I'm pretty sure it's not worth anything. You got a Xbox One game right here. Yeah, again, Goodwills have been pretty empty in terms of video games. Just haven't really been seeing too much. This Goodwill used to have a couple more like racks and shelves of games and movies, but I don't know, it kind of slimmed down a lot from what I am seeing. Nothing really too crazy. But yeah, I think I will go ahead and just grab this and utilize this yellow tag again. So, this one, good. That card. Back at our game showcase, and we just sold one quick item. It's going to be down here. This loose copy of Minecraft that we got for $1, and we sold this one for $13.50. Going to be a nice little profit off of this one. We just made another quick sale. It's going to be this Wii Sports game right here. We sold this one for around $25, and we picked it up for $1 at the Goodwill bins. Gonna get these items packaged and shipped. After eBay fees and shipping, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. We are out here at Ultimate Thrift this week, and in the shoe section, look at this, guys. I just found a pair of Jordans for 10 bucks. These are size 9.5. They're kind of dirty, but I feel like I can clean them. The bottom still has some decent traction on it. One thing to worry about when buying Jordans is you gotta confirm if these are real or not. I feel like they are. I'm gonna look up pictures on Google to make sure that everything pretty much checks out. I mean, they've been worn quite a bit, so it would be weird if they weren't real. Whoever's been wearing these. Not even sure how much these go for. We'll have to do some more research before I pick them up, if I do. Okay, what do you need? So I wanted to look at these bags. Okay. Are there like prices on these?
Yep.
Okay. It's okay. I think I'll pass on this then. Yeah. I wanted to see some stuff, just mainly that, yeah, and then that game right there. I'm just gonna grab these too.
Okay.
Yeah, should be all good.
13.16.
Okay. I'll just do card.
Maybe.
I'm on the east side of town this week and heading into a retro store that specializes in vintage clothing and also video games. So let's check it out. It's called SayWord. Let's see what they got. Let's have a look at the video games now. They were all placed in these glass display cases. You can see a ton of handhelds right here. Taking a look at the Xbox 360 section as well. Always fun looking for Xbox 360 games, but really nothing too interesting here. They had an Armored Core. And then taking a look at the GameCube and Wii section next. There was actually one GameCube game that I was very interested in. They had some decent ones too, a decent stack. It's going to be the Star Fox Adventure game though. And then making my way to the N64 section, already looked through a lot of this and saw this Pokemon Snap, which could also be a possible pickup. And then they had some higher end Pokemon games on the Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced, along with some Pokemon cards. Did take a look at some of the vintage shirts and gonna show you guys. Check out this Dinosaurs TV shirt right here. Really old shirts. They kind of organized them by color and was just kind of flipping through these shirts. When it comes to t-shirts, I mainly just look for video game ones and more obscure ones. I'm used to only seeing like Mario shirts or Sonic shirts, so anytime I can come across any other video game, I usually consider picking those up.
Yeah.
I'll probably just grab this Pokemon Snap right there.
Anything else?
And then over here, I was interested in this Star Fox Adventures on the GameCube.
I brought that to MightyCon, and like 10 different people looked at it, and they were like, "Oh, I'll come back."
Yeah.
It does have.
Okay.
It has all the flyers and booklets.
So would you guys do 50 for both of them? So it's 17 and 35.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
fine.
cool.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks.
Anything else in this one?
No, that'll be it. Yeah.
$53.95 after tax today.
Okay. Cool.
Do you want a small bag?
Sure.
And we're back in the game room now. That pretty much wraps up our game hunting for this week. We honestly didn't pick up too much, but we got some nice games to add to our collection, along with some items that we could possibly flip. Went to a couple of Goodwills this week and picked up some items that were actually yellow tagged. Goodwill runs a sale every week. Depending on what the color is, all items with that color is 50% off. So we took advantage of that sale. The first item that we got is actually a calculator. These are great items to buy and flip. I did go ahead and replace the batteries, and that was all it really took to get this thing working again. So I should be able to flip this one for around $25 to $30 and just recoup our money back from this. Then we picked up 2 Harry Potter games on the Wii. These are just simply going into my collection. I'm a pretty big fan of Harry Potter and the world and a lot of the games, I guess. I haven't really played these games though. We got Half-Blooded Prince on the Wii. These games really were visually impressive. The characters were all voice acted as well. They had a lot of like fun mini games. Maybe I'll go through and play these Harry Potter games that I missed before. And then we also have Order of the Phoenix on the Wii. Not sure if it's an open world kind of game. It was kind of looking like that when I was watching some gameplay of it. But again, they have like tons of fun mini games in here. Explore all of Hogwarts to recruit Dumbledore's army, overthrow Umbridge, and prepare to fight Voldemort. For our next stop, we made a visit to Ultimate Thrift, and we scored big on a pair of Jordans. Anytime I could find any kind of Jordans for like under 10 bucks is definitely worth a pickup. These cleaned up very well. I simply threw them in the washing machine and then just let them sit out to dry. These are men's size 9.5, so I feel like that's a really good size. The bottom actually isn't too bad either. A lot of traction on here still. Hoping to get around 40 to 50 for these. We'll see how that goes though. And then we also came away with an N64 game. We actually found one at a thrift store for $2.99. This is F1 World Grand Prix on the N64. It's in terrible condition though. We'll have to test this out. This is a Formula 1 racing simulator game, one of the more visually impressive games on the N64. And then lastly, we made a visit to the SayWerd vintage store, one of the more fun shops to go and visit because of all the retro and vintage clothing that they have. It's one of the only retro game stores on the east side of Milwaukee nowadays. So we picked up a Pokemon game to add to our collection. This is Pokemon Snap. Had tons of fun and memories with this playing on the N64. Was happy to see that they finally released a new version on the Switch as well. Picked this one up for around 15 bucks. And then last but not least, we picked up Star Fox Adventure. Such an incredible game. This was the next Star Fox game following the N64. This one released in 2002, and it was a different take on Star Fox. It was a third-party adventure game. Looks like a game that I really would have enjoyed. You get to go through all of these beautiful worlds. It's like a dinosaur-themed game. There's a lot of dinosaur characters. The game was developed by Rareware as well. This company released Banjo-Kazooie and the Conquer games. And this game for sure took a lot of influence from those games. Really wish they would do a remake or a remaster and bring these to the Nintendo Switch or newer game consoles. Another fun week down. I'm gonna add all of this to our collection right now and also tally up some of the games that we got from our whiteboard. We're just filling this thing out slow and steadily, always making progress each episode. That's pretty much all I got for now. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next one.